Miros, welcome 23. You're joining me for Open Heart, second year, chapter 18. The next day, you arrive at Edenbrook for your shift, only to discover that the free clinic has expanded into the atrium. Coming through! Oh, okay. You move through the throngs of patients, doctors, and nurses to reach a clinic where you spot Ethan. You care to explain the atrium takeover? The other departments have taken the diagnostics team's lead and diverted their resources to the community clinic. Not only will we treat more patients, this will actually stretch our budget for much longer than we'd expected. I guess they all agreed that if our money's running out anyway, we may as well spend what's left on helping as many people as we can. As you talk, Naveen ushers a patient past through an open exam room door. You spot Harper. Just this way, man, young man, and we'll have that arm set in no time. I assure you, Miss Macris, the injection is perfectly safe. I can't believe even senior staff is here helping. We're all doctors first. We're here to help patients. Expanding the clinic has just shown how great the community need really is. I'm gonna keep spreading the word in the community. Good luck, guys. Jury's off, leaving you and Ethan gazing out over the sea of frenetic activity. It's incredible how everyone is able to focus on the patients, knowing what's going to happen. That we're able to lose all this. Being a doctor means you'll always lose in the end, but that doesn't mean you quit. It means you fight until your last breath. If the ship has to go down, I'm happy to be going down alongside the best of the best. On that note, suit up. We need your help. After a busy shift to the clinic, you're on your way to the locker room where you hear raised voices coming out of a nearby office. I wonder if something's wrong. Steal a glance through the door's thin window. Dr. Ortega acted with reckless disregard. Whether or not it was an accident, all things considered, I think 20 million is eminently reasonable. We all agree that what happened was a tragedy, but that's an outrageous amount. We need to settle on a number that is fair for everyone. Especially your shareholders, right? Please, everyone calm down. Let's just talk through this piece by piece. Alright, I'll start with the emotional damage. We won't accept less than 3 million. Fine. Now as to a non-emotional damage, the victim was young, very ill, and unable to work, correct? What does that have to do with anything? We're not able to pay you for an income potentially your son didn't have. In fact, his illness likely would have cost you annually. This isn't some cost savings. They lost their son. You don't get to put a dollar value on him like he was some kind of used car. Haven't you caused this hospital enough trouble already, Dr. Ortega? Why don't you just take a few minutes? She turns to Levy's parents, tears of rage glistening in her eyes. Whatever they say, I know that Levy was priceless. Esme throws open the door and storms out of the room, nearly slamming into you just outside. Whoa. Casey, I'm guessing you heard all that? I heard the lawyers arguing about how much Levy's life is worth. It's disgusting. I think you're right. No one deserves to have their entire life reduced to an itemized receipt. Don't get me wrong, Levy's family deserves the money. I just hate they're all talking about him like that. Sometimes I think the lawyers and insurance agents forget they're dealing with actual people. Esme shakes her head, sighing heavily. You rest a tentative hand on her shoulder. How are you doing with all this? I shouldn't complain. After you told them it was an accident, the hospitals pretty much had to keep me on. They're letting me head home today, but I'm not even officially suspended. That's good, right? Sure. All that's left is to approve the settlement. Levy's family gets paid, Edenbrook's premiums go up. Though I guess that won't matter much soon. None of it will. Esme, I know right now is really painful, but you still have a bright future ahead of you. Don't let what happened with Levy jeopardize your career. You can finish your residency elsewhere. You can still help people in need. She nods slowly, considering, then sighs heavily. You know, I always knew that becoming a doctor would be hard. Medicine, hours, pressure. But no one ever told me the hardest part would be doing the right thing. Yeah. Esme's stoic facade finally cracks as she breaks down in tears, collapsing into your arms. You're gonna get through this. Esme continues to sob into your shoulders. You rub her back, doing the best to comfort her. The following day, the clinic is busier than ever. Dr. Valentine, just in time. There's a mile-long line of patients waiting to be seen. I know that's an expression, but I think it might literally be true. Good thing you've got some extra help then. Aurora, what are you doing here? I quit Kenmore. As of today, I'm back at Edenbrook, ready to pitch in however I can. But why didn't you tell me? What, I missed the hilarious expression on your face right now? I can't believe it. I never thought we'd get to work together again. Edenbrook is where I can do the most good right now. It's where I should be. Are you sure you're okay coming back to Edenbrook? I heard your aunt works there. Good question. I have a feeling that might actually be an upside. I am so glad to have you back, Aurora. Thanks, Casey. You hug your friend tightly, then the two of you turn to the chaos in front of you, ready to work. Seconds later, Ethan walks up. Good to see you back, Dr. Emery. We can use all the help we can get. Some of us need more help than others. I just diagnosed my 7th patient this morning. Wow, 7th. I guess 7 is pretty good. Personally, up to 9, but who's counting? Well, since you clearly are, I've seen Dr. Ramsey close 15 cases already. 15? When did your shift even start? To be fair, 3 of them were at once. They'd all share the same encounter with the same spoiled fish. Still, sounds like we're gonna need to seriously up our game if we want to hold our own here. Speak for yourself. My game is already as high as it goes, but I wouldn't mind proving it. A nurse approaches you with a chart and the group breaks up, grinning as they race to help more patients. Miss Reddy's been waiting a while now. I'll let her tell you about her symptoms. A woman steps forward, her eyes red. She can't seem to help but rub her knuckles across them as she approaches them. My eyes, they're burning and itching. I should check for discharge, for related symptoms, for the patient's history. Symptoms? Have you been experiencing any other symptoms, especially around the head, neck, or throat? Actually, the inside of my right ear has been bothering me. Do you think it's related? You quickly examine her ears and see nothing amiss. You turn back to her eyes. Your ears look clean. I'm guessing you've been tensing your jaw muscles because of the eye irritation? Luckily, that looks like a pretty textbook case of conjunctivitis. Make sure to keep your distance from other people for a while. It's highly contagious. Luckily, it should clear up quickly on its own. Hot compresses and rest can help speed it along. If you're not better in a couple days, come back and we'll see about a course of antibiotics. The patient thanks you as the nurses usher another forward. Miss Taylor, this is Dr. Valentine. Tell her what's going on and she'll take care of you. I said Miss Taylor. My apologies. Mr. Taylor, it's my leg. Sometimes it's like it's falling asleep. Other times it hurts in random places. It's been going on for 3 months now. Injuries. Do you remember any injuries around the time this started or since? None. That's what's so confusing. I sit at the computer all day. I don't even know when I could hurt myself. Ah, that's your reason why. Based on your symptoms and lifestyle, this sounds like a pinched nerve at the base of your spine. The treatment plan is simple. A high dose of ibuprofen and alternation of hot and cold compressions on the affected area. That's it? Well, I mean, we could check the nerves in your thighs and ass, but I digress. That and time. Also, make sure you're getting up for at least 10 minutes each hour. These things can reoccur. The man thanks you and steps away. Jackie glances over, still on her first patient since you arrived. You grin and flash her 2 fingers. Jackie sticks her tongue out at you as you continue your diagnostic race. The day moves on in a blur. Everywhere you go, doctors are working to help as many patients as possible. Unfortunately, you can also get a blood clot in your leg for sitting too long, just saying. Are there 4 of you? No, Mr. McBride, just 2. Double vision can be a common side effect of migraine, just like the one you've been experiencing. Or they could be a sign of an underlying problem, like with the eye, which is why I'd like to perform an exam. So, what does that mean for me? Means all of us is that you should follow my brother to an eye exam. Just swallow these pills first in case. So you're saying I need surgery? I'm saying you get to finally live without so much pain. Once you remove the gallbladder, most of your symptoms should disappear entirely. Right, just as soon as you cut me open. I wish. But today we're going in a laparoscopy. You'll barely have a scar and you'll be out of here by tomorrow. Well, I suppose it would be nice to enjoy meals again. Just don't plan to do that until after you're discharged. I can fix you, but not grub in this place. And place that stock in it, like so. I was going to offer to help, but that's pretty much perfect. Just like you taught me. So you were paying attention sometimes. It's easy to focus on someone when they're saying your name and yelling. See, he hung in there. After a quick break for a meal, you're on your way back to the clinic when you spot a familiar face. Hey Casey, how's it going? Honestly, it's going great. This place is working like a healing machine. I've already helped dozens of patients today, and I'm only halfway through my shift. It's amazing. What's going on? Quickly fill him in on the hospital's new focus, with all the doctors helping clinic patients in order to do so as much as good as possible for as many people as possible. And I'm just heading back to the clinic now to rejoin the fray. I'll come with you. Maybe I can help out somewhere. Are you sure? It's pretty intense down there. I live for intensity. Besides, physical therapy has been going great. I almost feel like my old self. Well, as long as you're okay sticking with the grunt work, I suppose we could use an extra set of hands. Just tell me where you need me, Coach. You and Raph head into the patient room where you find Elijah, speaking with an older woman looking wan and depleted on the exam table. We need to admit you as soon as possible. The infection and vomiting have left your electrolytes dangerously imbalanced. I just thought it was the flu, which can happen there too. Can we help? Casey, Raph, perfect timing. I was just going to request a bed for Miss Park. Do you think you two could wheel one in? She's pretty weak, and I don't want to risk her fainting. You trail Raph out into the hallway, where he quickly finds a bed. One hospital bed coming. Oh. The bed jerks to the side as Raph doubles over, stumbling almost to the ground. Are you okay? Yeah, my arms just sort of gave out on me. You help him into the chair. He's pale and obviously shaking. I think you need to be checked out. No, I'm fine. I guess just therapy took out more than me than I realized. I'll just go home and get some rest. I felt so good earlier. I thought I was back to my old self, but I guess that was stupid, huh? Before you have a chance to comfort him, he strides out of the clinic, trying and failing to disguise a tremor in his stride. Poor Raph. It must be hard to still have so far to go. But you don't have time to dwell on the moment, because already the chaos of the clinic is starting up around you again. You're looking around the waiting room for your next patient when you run into Sienna. Can you believe how many people we've seen today? It makes you wonder if we've been doing it wrong this whole time. You have a point there. Sienna moves up to the next patient in the waiting area. A baseball cap is pulled lower over his eyes. Sir, I can see you now. If you'll just follow me. The man hesitates, slicking down his feet. She bends down to the patient, then jumps up in surprise. Mitch? Hey. Oh boy. You notice a wet bandage wrapped poorly over his right hand. Sienna sighs and points towards an exam room. Well, don't just stand there holding up the line. The exam room is this way. So, you gonna tell us what happened? It was stupid. Attacked by a soup can lid, if you can believe it. You remove the bandage and see a series of poorly executed stitches running across his hand. Please tell me someone from Edenbrook didn't do that to you. Well, someone who used to be at Edenbrook. Mitch. It was stupid to try to do it myself. I know that, especially since I'm right-handed. Just tell me, is it infected? Sienna bites her lower lip and shakes her head as she begins to remove the stitches and clean the wound. After everything, here I am, still doing your stitches. I always had to do your stitches. Trust me, I wouldn't have come if I could have done the job better myself. Mitch, you shouldn't feel bad about coming. There's some history here, but we're professionals. We're here to help. Really? You both feel that way? Am I sitting here doing this or not? You are, and I really appreciate it. He heaves out a sigh as Sienna works on his hand, turning up to her face earnestly. I know it's a little too late, but for the record, I'm sorry, Sienna. The whole time I was here, Cocky? Scared, actually, that someone was going to find out I was a big fraud. I figured if I acted like I knew everything already and I worked, or avoided work I didn't know how to do, I might get away with it. The best way to not get found out as a fraud is to not be fraud. Ever think of that? I did, actually, but by then I was too deep. I don't think I was ever cut out for this. I'm not like you, Sienna. It's not magic, Mitch. She worked hard to be as good as she is. I know, I wasn't trying to see... He shakes his head, pain flinting across his face. The point is, I learned my lesson. It's good that I quit. I get that now. Hannah pauses for a brief moment and then begins to re-stitch his hand. You know, I almost quit my intern year too. I didn't think I could handle it without friends like Casey. I would have left. But if you never show anyone your weakness, they can't be there for you when you need them the most. Sienna puts her hand down her needle and Mitch carefully retracts his hand, offering her a weak smile. What do you think, Doc? Am I gonna make it? I think that's up to you. See, he just needed someone to sit down and talk to him. You work at the clinic all day and then in the night, the sun has already begun to rise across the sky by the time you head home. Hell, did it get all ready to be tomorrow? Just then you hear Kiki calling out to you from across the parking lot. Casey, thank God I caught you. I would have been so bummed if I didn't get to say goodbye. She throws her arms around you and squeezes tightly. Goodbye? Bryce steps up behind his sister. We're on our way to Connecticut. Kiki got into boarding school you picked out. Pretty great, right? More than that, it's amazing. They only made me write one stupid essay. It's really no big deal. Yeah, no big deal that she stayed up until 3 a.m. 2 nights in a row to write one stupid essay. I'm so happy for you, Kiki. For you both. Well, you'll be even happier for us when you see how we're getting there. Ice clicks a button on his key fob and you see the lights to a cherry red muscle car flash nearby. Wow, look at the car. You're going on a road trip in that? That's one hell of a nice ride. Nice. I think you mean beautiful, majestic even. No, this car is positively regal. Oh my god, why are you such a weirdo? It's a part of my charm. Oh, boarding school, huh? How did you swing that? After we talked that night in the bar, I sucked it up and called my parents about the tuition. Rest in peace there. It was actually way less terrible than I expected. That's good, I guess? Well, they're springing for the whole thing, and that includes a road trip to get us there, so I figured why not splurge a little. Are you looking forward to starting school, Kiki? I mean, I think so. It's, a lot of new school, new people, new everything. But maybe if you came with, it would be easier. You know how Bryce can be. Too awesome for words, I agree. Though I'm not seeing, how that's a drawback. Come with, Casey, please. It'll be fun, I swear. I mean, obviously, I'm completely offended that my sister thinks, she needs outside help, but I'm always down for a road trip. Casey, you in? Join Bryce in a memorable road trip to help Kiki settle in at her new school. Do I have to do a road trip? What are we waiting for? Yes! Dibs on... shotgun. No way, this is supposed to be my road trip. Casey said shotgun first, so she gets to sit in the front. That's the law. You don't want to start your first semester as a felon, do you? The three of you jump into the car as Bryce pulls out of the parking lot and onto the road. It's not long before you've passed the city limits. I'd forgotten how amazing it can be just to drive fast. Yeah, we should do this more often. Kiki, what do you say to running away, living with me, then driving to an adjacent state together again this time next year? Fine, but I'm putting a pair of earplugs into my contract. Earplugs price isn't that loud. Clearly, you've never heard his singing in the shower. Emphasis on the air quotes. How did I not know you sang in the shower? I'm surprised you can't hear it across town. Hey, I don't hear the shampoo complaining. Anyway, you'll be begging for my morning serenade soon. Who knows what annoying habits your dorm mates will have. Bryce, don't scare him. Kiki, I'm sure your dorm mates will be amazing. I just hope I find a couple people who I get along with. I'm not exactly the boarding school type. You're going to boarding school. Doesn't that automatically make you the type? I guess, but I feel like everyone else has been planning this for years, and it just popped into my head one day. It's a really good school. I want to make the most of it. Then you should play it by ear. You haven't even set foot on the campus yet. There are going to be clubs, sports, all sorts of options. Try things and see what you like. People aren't going to think I'm just, I don't know, confused. Who cares what anyone thinks? You're here to find out what you want. There's nothing wrong with looking through a few doors before deciding which one to open. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. The car slows to a stop as you approach a red line. Miles of straight, empty road stretch out ahead of you. The driver of the silver car beside you rolls down his window. Nice ride. Mommy, buy you that car? Bryce laughs to himself, rolls his eyes, and keeps his eyes on the road. Do you even know how to drive that thing? What the hell, don't talk to my brother like that. It's fine, and he is right. Mom did pay for the wheels. He in the silver car looks to the light and begins to loudly rev his engine. I think he wants to race. By the looks of things, there's nobody on the road ahead. Do it, Bryce. Hey, we're just trying to get you to school in one piece. The light turns green and the other car roars to life. Bryce, take him down. Hold on. Bryce slams his foot down on the gas, pressing you back against your seat. I immediately regret my suggestion. Woo! You race neck and neck with the other drivers. The passing landscape melts into a blur. How do we even know when someone wins? Good question. Just get in front of him! Here goes nothing. Inexplicably, the car begins to move even faster than before. Your knuckles blanch as you grip the seat beside your thighs. A few seconds later, you're a car length ahead of the other driver. We did it. You look out of the window as you pass. Oh, did that really just happen? The mighty road trip god smiled upon us this day. I think that's an omen or something. A few hours later, you arrive at the school. You, Bryce, and Kiki walk across the campus together, searching for Kiki's dorm. This place is nice, huh? And we've seen so much of it too, and so many times. That tends to happen when you're walking in circles. My sense of direction has never failed me before. Sometimes it just needs a minute. Or a 30. Just then a young man approaches your group. Hey, you new here? Is it that obvious? Don't worry about it, I'm new too. I think we have like a special aura around us or something. While Kiki laughs happily with her fellow student. Crush incoming. I'm James, by the way. Do you happen to know where Dorm C is, James? Actually, it's the only place I do know. I just moved all my stuff in there. Really? Is it nice? Nicer than the bedroom I share with my kid brother. I can show you the way. Great, I'll carry your bags, Geeks. That's okay, we've got wheels. Oh, okay. I guess call me when you've settled in. Sure. Kiki waves and walks off with her new friend. Air quotes intended. I swear, just yesterday she was looking at me to solve everything. Then this guy shows up for 5 minutes and she's gone. Bryce, it's a good thing she's growing up. Yeah, of course. This is what I wanted from the beginning, you know? But not anymore? No. I still want her to go. It's what she wants. And I think so it's what she needs. I just didn't realize it would be so sudden. So you're saying you miss her? I know it's been all of 30 seconds, but yeah, I guess I do. Suddenly, Kiki runs back across the grass and launches into Bryce, hugging him fiercely. There are tears in her eyes. Thank God you're still here. I would have hated myself if I didn't get to say goodbye. What about your new friend? I mean, he seems cool, but I barely know him yet. You're my brother. Bryce smiles and hugs his sister off the ground. You call me if you need anything, alright? I'm just 2 hours away. I know. Come visit me soon. I can be here every weekend. How about every other weekend? Deal. And if that James kid gives you trouble, you tell him I have access to medical-grade scalpels. Yeah, I'm not doing that. For one more squeeze, Bryce lets the sister go. She runs back across campus. See? Nothing to worry about. As if there was ever any doubt. You know, Kiki will be fine. She was fine before she came here. From here on out, she's gonna get better. And she has you to thank for that. I guess she does. Should we head back? Bryce removes the keys from his pockets and tosses them to him. Definitely, but you're driving. Good, someone needs to show you how it's done. Okay, maybe on the second thought. Winter gives way to spring, and the days and weeks turn into a blur of long shifts, dozen upon dozens of patients. Despite impossibly long hours, you and the other doctors barely seem to make a dent in the volume of patients looking for care. Elijah, you can't take another double shift. I'm fine, I'll just have some coffee to wake up for a bit. If you keep this up much longer, we'll be treating you next. Go home, I'll work it. As if you're worked any less than he has, or the rest of us for that matter. I got 7 hours of sleep last night. If no one can top that, I'm taking the shift. When's the last time any of you had a single day off? 2 weeks? 3? But the hospital needs us. What we need is our doctors at their best. Nina's is right. We can't help people if we can't help ourselves. Alright, but we're meeting back here first thing in the morning. I'll bring donuts. You guys go ahead, I'm staying. It's not like we need to keep this up forever, right? The weeks pile up. Between clinic shifts, you and your friends work to transfer long-term patients to new hospitals. But my test results aren't back yet. We've already contacted Mass Canmore, Mr. Grand. They'll have the results when we do. He nods and sighs. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to miss this place. Me too. As you work your patient walk him towards the exit, you notice for the first time just how quiet Edenbrook has become. You look through the open doors into the darkened patient rooms. I never thought I'd see this place go so empty. Late that night, you're organizing and labeling the diagnostic team's remaining paperwork when you hear a voice at the door. You're up late. Takes one to know one. I've watched you work yourself to exhaustion for months. Paperwork can wait. Everything I do, or I don't do right now, is another thing on my plate tomorrow. You remind me of someone. Me. And if you really like me, you're not going to ask for what you probably need. Places his hands over your shoulders and begins to work your muscles with a strong hand. The motion sways you slowly back and forth as you close your eyes and drop your head back. I've had massages before. Why does this one feel so good? Because you've never needed one so badly. You look back across your shoulder and meet your eyes with Ethan's. You turn around and press your lips to his. He responds immediately, moving his arms to circle your tired body, drawing you close. Sighing, you lean your forehead against his. Is this appropriate workplace conduct? This is barely a workplace anymore, Casey. All bets are off. Yeah, I mean, we just did it, just a couple months ago, on that desk right there. In that case, feel free to keep going with that massage. That's what I'm here for. You're just a few days from the closing, walking in the clinic with Elijah for yet another shift, when you overhear Salty with the patient. The main thing is preventing a second incident. That means taking your medication every day and seeing someone if you notice any more symptoms. The patient nods, clearly grateful, as he leaves. Salty turns towards you and Elijah. Elijah raises his hand in greeting, and Salty nods in response. Seems like he's doing well. I miss hanging out with him, but no regrets. He's growing up. Thanks to you. And that's how it works. That night, you're at home with your roommates and Bryce, combing through the residency openings at other hospitals. Sienna, did you find anything yet? There's a hospital in Nevada, but wants to talk to me, but it's in Nevada. I think I applied to that one. Has anyone else gone after the one in Iowa or Chicago one? You mean Carson General in Chicago? I was looking there too. How about you, Casey? I'm looking for something like Edenbrook. That's a tall order. Maybe, but if I have a choice, I want to try and find it. Edenbrook was something special. Really special. How about you, Jackie? See anything interesting? Jackie sharply closes the lid of her laptop. Plenty, but I doubt any of them will be thrilled to see my name in the stack of applications. Oh god, we're still harping on this. Wants to hire a doctor who took kickbacks from a pharma company, especially Panacea. The press these days is beyond awful. Don't count yourself out. You're an amazing doctor, Jackie. I bet loads of hospitals will see that. I mean, you managed to turn Gary Garrison into a decent doctor. That'd take some skill. And from what I heard, you barely even tortured him. They have a point. I think Gary wins Best Intern of the Year. Yeah, I know, I went soft. Joke all you want, but you make an excellent attending one day. That's ridiculous. Jackie lightly scratches at the back of her head, hiding a slight smile. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna miss you. I don't want this to end. Sienna bursts into tears. Hey, it's gonna be alright. You really don't need to cry about this. I always knew our residencies were gonna end, but I thought we had at least another year. It's not like we're gonna suddenly stop knowing each other. We'll keep in touch. You know, it's not the same. Jackie, are your eyes glistening? Bryce, I will break every bone in your body. Aww. Sienna runs over to Jackie and hugs her. You follow suit and are soon joined by Aurora, Bryce, and Elijah in a giant hug. We don't have a lot of time left, but it's not over yet, right? What do you say we do one more big blowout night? You know, for old time's sake. Oh, yes. We could get dressed up and hit the town together. I bet Raph would be willing to join us, too. I do have a new dress I've been trying to wear every week with you. Hit the town for an epic night with your closest friends. Oh, an epic dress we were looking to try on. 2 gold. You head back to your room and change. When you re-emerge, your friend's jaws drop. Whoa, Casey, just seriously up the game. You look incredible. Like, oh my god, I'm getting dressed right now. Just don't expect me to act as classy as Casey looks. Don't worry, Jackie. We know never to expect that. The rivalry continues. You share a cab with your friends and pour into a bustling downtown bar where you find Raph already waiting for you. Perfect timing. And speaking of perfect, you look incredible, Casey. I couldn't let the rest of the crew down when they all made the effort to get fancy. If anything, you're showing us up. Anyway, we're just about to get order some drinks. What's everyone having? Honestly, I think I'd be happy with just about anything right now. Make mine something strong. I'm ready to go off the rails tonight. I like the way this woman thinks. As everyone makes their way into the bar, you pull Raph aside, looking at him with concern. I meant to ask you, how are you feeling about what happened the other day? When you left, you seemed down in the dumps. I was not able to do something that used to be second nature. I'm not gonna pretend it didn't faze me. How are you feeling about it now? Honestly, like I need to mull it over some more. I have a lot of things I need to think about, but I'm going to let them not keep me from enjoying a night with my friends, so let's get after it. As a doctor, I fully support this course of treatment. Special occasion? Let's call it a going-away party. Who's going away? All of us. Glance over at the rest of your friends, wistful. Everyone. Sounds like you need a night to remember. What are you looking for? There are 7 of us, so we'll need 21 shots. You make them something decent enough, we wouldn't have to shoot it. You know you can order as you go, right? Trust me, we'll go through them. You all find a table in the corner. A few minutes later, the bartender arrives with 2 trays of shots. Are we expecting more people? If we are, they can get their own shots when they get here. They're called the white gummy bears. Cherry vodka, peach schnapps, pineapple juice, and a splash of soda. Oh, that sounds so good. I can't wait. Who says we have to? Jackie takes a shot, and the rest of you join her. Strong, like way stronger than the name let on. Don't tell me you can't handle it. Yeah, otherwise, one of us is going to be getting away out ahead on this night and fast. Oh, I can handle it, that and a lot more. Are we using puns? Proven. Oh, don't do this. As the night wears on, you cheer, drink, toast, and crack jokes together. Okay, I have a very doctorly diagnosis, and my diagnosis is I am drunk. Whoa, either you were swaying when you said that, or I was. You're not swaying, Aurora. You're perfectly very stable. Thanks, Bryce. I'm gonna miss you. Aurora begins pointing at everyone in turn. At you, and you, and you, and also you. We're gonna miss you too. Guys, I have a confession. I've been holding this in for long, but I have to come clean. You fapped all of us. It's okay, me too. Listen, my sense of humor didn't die with me the other day, okay? I still have it. It's just, I'm at an energy level of 1 right now. What is it? Sienna, remember when you brought home that Rocky Road ice cream, put your name on it, then someone ate it? Yes? It was Jackie. I love everyone here too much to keep this dark secret any longer. You come and clean this to rat me out? Traitor! It's okay, Jackie. You're like a sister to me. Heck, I'd even buy you a second pint of ice cream to steal right now. Jackie looks at Sienna, her lip quivering. A moment later, she breaks down crying. Jackie, it's gonna be okay. Is it? Because you're gonna, and then I'm gonna, and then gonna... I miss you so much. Throw your arms around Jackie to console her. You know, you can always camp out on my couch if you want to come back for a Boston reunion sometime. That's so sweet! You and Raph are working to console Jackie just as Carol walked up to the table. Hey guys, too late to join the party? You got my text. I could tell from the number of typos that it was going to be a good time. Kara, I'm here. There's never any question it would be a good time. Is it possible to get you more cocky when you're drunk? Speaking of, I should get myself a drink. Looks like I have some serious catching up to do. More than a few drinks later, Kara absently circles the rim of an empty glass with the tip of her finger. You doing okay, Kara? Yeah, I think it was just the initial alcohol buzz wearing off. Or getting stronger? It can be hard to tell sometimes. Kara smiles faintly and swirls her drink. Can I be real with you for a second? I wanted to apologize. What could you possibly have to apologize for? Edenbrook, I couldn't save it, or anyone. That is not on you. You tried your best, and a damn good job. She's right, Kara. No one could have tried harder. Yeah, but what does trying mean anyway? Edenbrook closes or it doesn't. People live or they die. Kira, the day of the attack, I made it. Danny, this guy I've known for years, the nurse who helped me through the worst of chemo in my first surgery, and just all of it, he somehow dies and I pull through. And Bobby, he used to bring me coffee at least once a week. He had a family, a whole life. I've been trying to make it mean something. I thought if I saved the hospital somehow, then it would be okay that I live when... Kira, stop. You've done more for Edenbrook than anyone. How can you say that? My job was specifically created to save the hospital, and it's one thing I haven't managed to do. Your fundraiser kept us open way longer than we would have been otherwise. You saw firsthand how many people got care because of it. You probably helped save hundreds of lives, Kira. Danny would be proud of what you did with your chance. Besides, like it or not, we don't get all what we deserve. Trust me, I've had a lot of time to think about this in the last few months, and life just doesn't work that way. Raph's right. Danny, Bobby, didn't deserve to die, but that doesn't mean you did. I just wish there was still here. A moment of silence lingers. Looking around your friends, you raise your glass solemnly. To them. To them. To Danny and Bobby. To the best nurse Edenbrook ever saw, and the friendliest security guard I've ever known. Gone, but never forgotten. You're here. We miss you. Gara smiles gratefully, clinking her glass against all of yours and taking a drink in honor of your friends. Later that night, the group makes its way to Edenbrook, where Kira opens the door to the hospital's rooftop helipad. You sure it's okay we're up here? What are they gonna do, fire someone? Yeah, they're not exactly anyone left to notice. Man, I haven't been up here in months. Not gonna lie, I do not miss helivac trips. Really? They seem like something you'd love. They're an adrenaline rush, sure, but you only wind up on one when someone's in a really bad way. I'm okay leaving that behind. All of you fall silent at that, gazing out over the twinkling lights of Boston. One thing I wish we didn't have to leave behind is the view. We should enjoy it. Wrap your arms around your knees, heart so full it practically aches. Toast, toast, toast! Who are you yelling that to? Whoever would respond, I guess that means you. Your friends look in your direction. Fine, that'll toast to going wherever life takes us. Edenbrook was amazing, but now we all get to set off on a new adventure. Okay, now I know you're drunk. No one should be that excited about losing their job. Speaking from experience here, the man has a point. I'm serious, who knows what's in store for us? It's exciting, really. And besides, we're never really going to lose each other. We'll just be more spread out. And, yeah, that's all I got. Cheers, everyone. You all cheers and take a drink. Afterwards, the rooftop falls silent, but for the distant sounds of the city below. It's so quiet up here. Yeah, to hell with that. Elijah passes out beers as Jackie opens her phone to play some music. Woo, I love this song. Dance with me, Elijah. Only if Aurora embarrasses herself too. Me. Come on, Aurora. Show us what you got. A few years later, the whole group is singing along to the music badly at the top of their lungs. What the hell is going on up here? I can hear you all the way down on the 7th floor. Dr. Ramsey, we were just getting drunk and making a racket. You want in? Elijah looks at you. Elijah, Jesus. Ethan looks at you. You smile back at him innocently and shrug. We can leave if you want. What I want is one of those beers. Paperwork can wait until morning. I always said this man has style. Kiss ass. Bryce cracks open a beer and hands it to Ethan, who takes the empty seat beside you. I'm glad you're here, Ethan. I always did like the view from up here, one of the many things I'll miss. Ethan takes your hand in his as you both look out over the twinkling lights of the city in a long, contented silence. I was about to say, wow. A few weeks later, you and your friends stand before the gleaming facade of Edenbrook one last time. The hospital closes tomorrow. This is really it. Yep. I'm glad I'm here with you guys at the end. We've been through so much together. And I wouldn't change a thing. You and your friends link hands and step through the doors for your last day at Edenbrook. You're late. I need your help transferring some files upstairs unless you need some more time settling in. Sorry, we took the tea here together. I'll be right up. Ethan leaves and you roll your eyes as you shed off after him. more the time things change, the more they stay the same. Meet Ethan upstairs, where he's already set to work. Ethan, how can I help? Getting started transferring the files, G through M. On it. After a few minutes, the door to the office is open, revealing a familiar face. Oh, thank God you're here. Mr. Bloom, what are you doing here? It's my wife. She's in a bad way. I need your team to help her. I'm sorry, Mr. Bloom, but the hospital's closing. We are not accepting new admissions. If you need help finding a new hospital... I don't want another hospital. I need you. Your diagnostics team is my only hope. I understand your concern for your wife, but the diagnostics team has been disbanded. However, the team at Mount Mercy, and I just came from there. They have no idea what's happening to her. She's dying. No one knows what the hell's wrong with her, and I'm not just asking for your help, I'm begging for it. Please, you have to save her. She's the only thing that matters. You really look at Leyland Bloom. He's pale, shaky, obviously desperate. He looks weaker, somehow, than when you saw him at death's door. This really might be your only chance. He then looks to you for a decision, and you nod. Alright. One last case. The hospital is set to shut down, but your former patient, Leyland Bloom, is begging you for one last case. Can you help him before it's too late? Well, one more case. So look forward to Chapter 19 next week. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and feeling to support me and my content. Sorry about being a little late today. Trying to catch up, and don't really have the energy in me. But pushing nonetheless. Check the community part of the YouTube channel for what's going on. But otherwise, it looks like I will see you guys on Wednesday for Rising Tides. However, if you would like to see more content besides what I upload here, I do Twitch streams. Feel free to, come over there, link down below. And yeah, catch y'all later. Peace out.